And joining the panel right now, Ken Seeley, who is the founder and the director of Intervention 911. He is an alcohol and drug intervention specialist. He's been clean and sober since July of 1989. Ken is featured on the A&E series Intervention, and also in Los Angeles, Howard Samuels, PhD, the executive director of the Wonderland Center. Wonderland is a residential treatment and detox facility for alcohol and substance abuse and relapse prevention programs. He was one of the creators of Promises in Malibu. Howard Samuels is a recovering addict. He's abused heroin, cocaine, and alcohol. Howard, how do you treat substance abuse?
We treat it as a disease. It is something that we usually find runs in the family. A lot of people come into Wonderland and they're a wreck. They need to be detoxed. They're on heroin, cocaine, alcohol. It is like a war zone at times. It's a very intense process. We make Wonderland inviting so they don't have an excuse to run out. No alcoholic or drug addict wants to go into a treatment program. It is their worst nightmare because they cannot be in the treatment program with their drugs. So they have to start to learn how to be who they are. And that's the whole issue, is to get people comfortable in their own skin.
Ken, have these facilities become too touchy-feely?
Absolutely not. I don't believe that when somebody hits their bottom that they have to go to Skid Row to get treatment. The only problem we're having here is that these addicts aren't hitting a bottom. We need to raise their bottom, and that's what we do as interventionists, is help raise that bottom.
Howard, is her movie career over for now? I mean, I don't see how any insurance company is going to insure Lindsay Lohan for a movie.
Yeah, well, clearly she's uninsurable, but her legal problems and her professional problems are so secondary to whether this girl is going to be alive in 2 years. You can't even think about her movie career now, and any publicist who's trying to be Machiavellian and look 3 years ahead and go, you just can't do it right now. You have to be in the moment.
Billy, how bad a problem is substance abuse in young Hollywood?
I think it's rampant. I mean, most of these, they're addicted to not only the substance, but I think there's an addiction to the attention and addiction to the paparazzi cameras that are out there. They're living a reality show basically every day on the web, on, you know, the video gets sold to television shows. I mean, it happens all the time, and that is an addiction. I mean, they want to be in that life.
Is the microscope on the celebrity exacerbating the problem when they're struggling with substance abuse?
No, I mean, I think that you can look at it two ways. You can say, pour me, and the saying is, pour me another drink. You know what I mean? So if you're going to look at it that way and not look at the opportunity ahead of you, you know, yeah, there's pressure involved in staying sober when you know that your sobriety is being monitored in the tabloids. But at the same time, that could be something that you could use to your advantage in order to help keep you sober, which is how I've chosen to do it.
Mark, how on earth does Blair Burke, Lindsay's lawyer, defend this case?
Well, I think that there's already, you've seen what's going to happen. They're going to put her into rehab. Somebody's going to require, a DA is going to require, I can guess who the DA is going to be in this case. I'm not going to out her right now, but the DA is going to require a lengthy stay. This is not going to be a deal where somebody's going to stay for 30 or 60 or even 90 days. This is something where she's going to have to be in a rehab for a minimum of 6 months. She's going to then have to ease out into some kind of a modified outpatient situation. Otherwise, some DA, and I will almost bet on this, is going to say she's going to have to do a substantial amount of jail time. And to some degree, that's probably a good thing, because having that hang over your head certainly does not hurt in trying to bring home the severity of the situation. Most judges will cut you slack one time, but when it's one time and then you go out and immediately, before you even resolve the case, get busted again, that's when most judges, that's their worst nightmare. They don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and see on the front page of the LA Times that somebody that they let out of custody just killed somebody on the freeway. That's every judge's worst nightmare.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk to the movie producer who railed on Lindsay Lohan in one of her last movies for being unreliable. You're watching Larry King Live.